This is not just a fall. It's a journey into a living inferno.
What happens when you fall into a dying star? Let's find out.
There is a place in the cosmos where gold and sapphire burn side by side, a celestial jewel box, visible to any soul who dares to look up into the summer night sky. It has a beautiful name, Albireo. But beauty, in the universe, is almost always a mask for unimaginable violence. What if we sent a man to touch this impossible beauty, not just to see it, but to become part of it? What if you fell in? The answer is not quick. It is not simple, and it is far more terrifying than you can possibly imagine. "420 light-years from Earth. At the tip of the beak of Cygnus the Swan, lit our destination, to the naked eye, it's a single, faint point of light. But through even a small telescope, a secret is revealed. It's one of the most famous double stars in our sky, a visual trick of cosmic alignment, Albireo A. Our target is a dying, angry giant, a star that has swollen to a monstrous size, its golden-orange glow a warning of the fury within. Its companion, Albireo B, is a hot, young, energetic star, burning through its fuel with reckless abandon. But here is the first terrifying truth. We don't even know if they are a true binary system, gravitationally bound in a slow, million-year dance, or if they are simply two strangers passing in the cosmic night. That uncertainty, that cosmic loneliness, is where our story begins. Meet Nathan. His mission is not one of exploration, but of sacrifice. A one-way journey into the heart of a star to transmit data until the very last millisecond of his existence. The Nathan Protocol is in effect. We will experience everything he does
System's nominal.
with
Just a
unflinching,
little longer.
scientific detail. To approach a star like Albireo A, you need more than just a ship. You need a coffin engineered with genius. The Icarus 7 is a masterpiece of theoretical physics. Its hull isn't designed to resist heat, but to shed it layer by layer. An ablative shell of carbon nanotube composites, designed to boil away, carrying the star's wrath with it. It possesses a magnetic field generator of immense power. Its purpose, not to shield from radiation, but to delay the inevitable, to fight against the star's own stellar wind, a constant, supersonic storm of charged particles. But what happens when your shield is also your fuel gauge? Every layer of the hull that boils away is a second of life Nathan loses. Every flare from the star is a year of his journey shaved off in an instant. The ship is a burning clock. We'll now jump ahead, past the long, silent years of travel. The Icarus 7 has left our sun far behind. It is now entering the outer dominion of Albireo A. The journey is no longer measured in years, but in hours. And the star is no longer a point of light. It is a world. A sun that fills the forward viewport. Imagine our sun. Now multiply its size by 62. That is Albireo A, a K-type bright giant. It has exhausted the hydrogen in its core and has swelled into this monstrous form. It's cooler than our sun, about 400 Kelvin on its surface, which gives it its orange, autumnal color. But cooler is a dangerously relative term. And its luminosity. It burns with the light of 1/200 of our suns. This light is now the single greatest threat, long before the heat becomes a problem. The sheer pressure of the photons, the light itself, is a physical force, pushing against the Icarus 7. Nathan is now flying into a hurricane of light. The ship's engines are firing constantly, not to push him forward, but simply to stop him from being blown back out into space. He's not falling into the star yet. He's fighting his way in. The first true wave of destruction comes from the stellar wind. Not the gentle breeze our sun emits, but a ferocious, sustained blast from a giant star. Millions of tons of plasma ejected every second, traveling at hundreds of kilometers per second. The magnetic shield is holding at 98%. But it's the particles that get through that begin the process of death. High-energy protons and alpha particles are now riddling the outer hull. This isn't damage you can see. It's a silent, invisible decay. The metal is becoming brittle. The clock is speeding up. We now enter the realm of the truly insidious, the invisible killer. Radiation, Albireo A, in its long life, has been a source of immense X-ray and far ultraviolet radiation. This ancient anger is baked into the space around it. The ship's lead composite shielding can block much of it, but it can't block everything, especially the gamma rays. For Nathan, the experience is subtle at first, a metallic taste in his mouth. This is his saliva ionizing. Then, a faint feeling of nausea, a phantom seasickness. This is his central nervous system beginning to protest the assault. His DNA, the very blueprint of his existence, is being shredded. Here's a terrifying thought. The damage is already done. Even if his mission were aborted right now, Nathan's fate is sealed. The cellular damage is catastrophic and irreversible. Every second he spends here, his cancer risk isn't just increasing, it's becoming an absolute certainty. 100 times over, he is dying in slow motion, long before the fire can claim him. The ship's water supply is becoming radioactive. The very liquid he needs to live is turning against him. Every sip he takes introduces more radioactive isotopes into his body. He knows this. The mission parameters are clear. Survival is not the objective. Data is. The ship's alarms are now screaming. The outer hull temperature is rising exponentially. The first layer of the ablative shield is starting to glow, a sign that it is doing its job, boiling away into space. But a new force is making itself known, a force far more fundamental than heat, gravity. This is the domain of tidal forces. Spaghettification. It's a term we associate with black holes, but any object with immense gravity can wield it as a weapon. Albireo A is pulling on the front of the Icarus 7 with significantly more force than it's pulling on the back. The ship is being stretched. Before the ship tears apart, Nathan will feel it. It begins as a strange feeling of unease, a pulling sensation in his extremities. His feet, closer to the star, feel heavy, while his head feels light. Within minutes, this escalates to agonizing pain. The delicate bones in his feet and ankles are the first to break under the differential strain. The cartilage in his knees and hips begins to tear. He is being stretched on a cosmic rack. The Icarus 7 was built to withstand immense forces, but not this. The ship is now 5 centimeters longer than it was an hour ago. The groans of stressed metal are becoming shrieks. The end of the ship is near, and with it, the end of Nathan's last sanctuary. There is no explosion, no Hollywood fireball. In the vacuum of space, the end of the Icarus 7 is silent, violent, and absolute. The ship, a marvel of engineering, is reduced to shrapnel in less than a second. Nathan is now exposed. A has no ship, no shield. He is a man falling into a star. The temperature of the sparse plasma around him is already thousands of degrees, but he won't feel that heat. Not yet. The density of the star's outer corona is so low that there aren't enough particles to transfer that heat to him effectively through conduction. For a few horrifying seconds, the primary threat remains radiation. The gold-lined visor of his helmet, designed to reflect radiation, is instantly overwhelmed. A flood of X-rays and gamma rays pours through. His retinas are burned out in a microsecond, plunging him into permanent, absolute darkness. The fluid in his eyeballs, trapped within the confines of his skull, is flash-boiled. The resulting pressure spike is immense, fracturing the delicate bones of his eye sockets and causing a catastrophic brain hemorrhage. His death, by any medical definition, is instantaneous, but his body's journey is far from over. Nathan is dead, but his physical form continues its descent. He is now approaching the photosphere. This is what we would consider the surface of the star. It is not solid. It is a dense, churning layer of incandescent plasma, thousands of kilometers thick. The temperature here is 400 degrees Celsius. The spacesuit, a marvel of material science, vanishes in a fraction of a second. The organic matter of Nathan's body is now directly exposed. The carbon atoms in his skin, muscles, and bones are violently stripped of their electrons. He is not burning. Burning is a chemical reaction with oxygen. This is something far more fundamental. This is ablation. Every molecule that made up Nathanthe water, the proteins, the calcium in his bonesis unmade. His body is atomized. The atoms themselves are then torn apart. The protons, neutrons, and electrons that once formed a thinking, feeling human being are ripped from one another by the sheer thermal violence. Nathan ceases to exist as a distinct entity. He is now plasma. He is now part of the star. The iron in Nathan's blood, forged in the heart of another long-dead star billions of years ago, has now found its way into the belly of Albireo A. It's not a death. It is a form of cosmic recycling, a homecoming. Is this the end? For Nathan, the individual, yes. But for his constituent matter, it is the beginning of a new chapter. The atoms that were once him are now caught in the star's convection currents. They are dragged down into the star's interior, into regions of immense pressure and temperature. Albireo A is a giant, not a supergiant. It is not massive enough to fuse elements all the way to iron in its core. Its life will not end in a supernova. Its future is less violent, but just as profound. In a few million years, after it has exhausted its helium fuel, the star's internal pressures will wane. What happens when a star of this size dies? It performs one last, beautiful act of creation. The star will shed its outer layers, puffing them out into space in a glorious, expanding cloud of gas and dust. This will become a planetary nebula, and the atoms of Nathan, which were consumed by the star, will be part of that nebula. They will travel across the galaxy, seeding the void with the raw materials for new stars, new planets, and perhaps, billions of years from now, new life. The sacrifice is complete. The atoms of one man are given back to the cosmos to participate in creation itself. The core of Albireo A will remain a super-dense, Earth-size remnant called a white dwarf, slowly cooling over trillions of years, a stellar ghost guarding the memory of what was. We look up at the night sky and see pinpricks of light. We see beauty. We see peace. But we are looking at a lie. The sky is not calm. It is a battlefield of creation and destruction, of forces that can unmake a human being in the blink of an eye. The story of Nathan is that the universe is not for us. It does not care about our hopes, our dreams, or our existence. We are a temporary accident, born from the ashes of long-dead stars, living on a fragile rock in orbit around a star of our own. To fall into a star is to be reminded of that terrifying, humbling truth. It is a reminder that we are made of stardust, and that to stardust we shall, in the most violent and absolute way imaginable, return. This was a journey into the deepest, most extreme environments we can imagine. If it sparked your curiosity and made you think, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the cosmos. We go to the places you can't. We end with a question for you. After witnessing Nathan's fate, has your perception of the stars changed? Do you see them as beautiful, terrifying, or both? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We want to know what you think.